Hello and welcome to Black Ice version 10.33 and the China campaign. And I'm going to ask you this right off the bat. Do my subscribers hate me? Do you guys all hate me? Because I know China finished second to France and oh my lord. After playing like 6 months of these guys just to get a feel for it so I wouldn't be completely blind going in, my god, are we effed. So anyway, let's start with the setup before I go into any more detail on that. So yeah, let's for a change I'm going to show my setup. Actually, I just got Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm going to do a little bit more editing in the series, try and do some speed ups here and there where maybe it's necessary, but I'm going to show the actual setup of how I like to get things going in my campaigns. So first of all, let's have a look at the decisions and start with some of the basics. So we're going to reduce our neutrality. We're going to do an economic boost, a military academy. We're going to do the... Right, so the Homefront grants us Wartime Measures event. Yeah, the Black Ice Game Game Guide. There we go. National recruiting policy, and we don't want to click these. We want to be careful and not click those. No need. And we'll go for the balanced sane approach this time. Short-term investment. Yeah. And one of the first things I'm going to do is delete my navy, because if there's one thing that isn't going to be of any use, it's going to be the navy, that's for sure. This is going to be an all-out slog. Right, so let's make sure we do the Black Ice 36 star event. So, you guys have asked for it. I am going to play on hard difficulty. Now, it's going to put all of our resources to 0, which is a bit of a shame. The only thing that I really disagree profusely with is the fact that it drops our officers by 5,000. So, in this case, it actually means, officer-wise, that we drop from literally to 0. And I just don't agree with that. I find that to just be ridiculous, because it just immediately allows Communist China just to push out effectively, and it's not even a battle. So, it's completely gamey, and I'm not a fan of it. So, the only time you're ever going to see me do this, I'm afraid, is just to fix that and put the amount of officers that we lost back in. Oh, you can tell I don't cheat because I don't know the commands very well. There we go. And then that just replaces our officer count back to where it was. It was the only thing I disagreed with. Everything else I'm fine with. So we are playing on hard. I'm not playing it on Grow Faz because, yeah, I'm not playing it on that. So we can redirect our manpower, and that's one that I am going to do. And we're going to go for factory workers, because that's a decent efficiency boost, and we're going to get the regulars, and we're going to boost the existing factories. Happy days. So, we can do all of the difficulty settings now. And we don't want to do any of them, but we can do the leader backstory in a moment. So, let's have a look at all these difficulty settings. So, Japan. We're going to set Japan to very hard. Germany. We're going to set them to very hard. The Soviets we're going to set to hard. The Italians we're going to set to normal. And the Allies I'm going to set to hard as well. Okay, so we can now do the mixed support brigades and the home front. So let's enact wartime measures. Now that will decrease revolt risk, increase our energy production, which is good. We'll lose some supply, but we can handle that. But we'll gain metal and rare materials and 100 manpower. So that will sort out a bit of our deficit issues that we've got going on there, which is perfecto. Now, mixed support choice. To show what I go for, I always go for anti-tank. Then I go for artillery. Then I go for recon. And then I go for engineers. And then there we go. That's the mixed support choices. And then finally the leader's backstory. So I personally go a certain way with this most times. So let's get started. So I'm going to go for the political negotiator. I'm then going to go for the intellectual professor. Then we're going to do the... See, this one's always one that I'm a little bit like, none of these are particularly interesting. This is the only one where it's always a bit of a toss-up. I mean, the child apprentice in the factory to get a few more resources, maybe. Military school. I don't know. None of these ones ever really... 2% IC loss, so that equates to not a whole lot. It's not a lot of leadership either, to be honest. Okay, I haven't picked one of these for a while. I'm not sure, to be honest. Let's do the child. I mean, a 2% hard attack, soft attack, you know, at a percentage level isn't really that much to us, so let's do the factory one. I always do a prominent banker, purely because that amount of money is actually quite good, especially now that money's more important. And we're going to become a soldier in the army, I think. There we go. So that's most of the events, or pretty much all the events, handled as how I set them up. Okay, let's start having a look at other things then. So, production-wise, we're building a... Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need a light cruiser. This is completely pointless. Why build any navy at all? Okay. I'm not going to jump up to specialist training, but possibly this might represent an actual decent investment, but I can't afford the costs, of course. Oh my lord. Right, politics. So I lean towards the suppliers, so I'm going to grab the supply. We're going to go... Ooh, there's no real great choices here. Him. So in the Soviet campaign, we had a couple of crappy people. Not like these two imbeciles. These two are a pain in the ass. So we're going to switch him out for him. And... oh, yeah, we'll go for you because you're at least moderately competent. I don't really understand how as Minister of Security you can have a minus 5% ruling party support, but a 10% boost as Head of Intelligence. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And then I think everything else is really as good as it can be. And that is a good whiskey. Okay. Right, so we're going to put intelligence on, support the ruling party, and raise national unity as well. Issues that we have, though. Army-wise, we're dodgy. All of our units are like this, bar literally a couple. We've got a few divisions, as demonstrated here, that aren't complete dog crap. We've got about 6 divisions are in our entire army, and I'll go through them all for you now, that aren't completely shocking. But the majority of them are what we might call dog crap. Now, you know what? I'm going to send those militia north as well. A real priority of ours is going to have to be building some decent divisions. So we're going to start, I think, like this, with a division sort of structure like that. It's nothing great, but we might be able to start pumping these out extremely quickly if we're careful. And they shouldn't cost too much on the old officer ratio, which is going to be important as well. Right, it's one of the only times you're going to see me main militia, that's for sure. I think that is probably everything. Oh, tech. Tech. So, we start with 29 medicine, which is good. We can get monumental architecture. Because we start at war, we can get some of the important production ones immediately out. We're going to get casting. 1926 level there. Yeah, and let's get about 20 into that. Then for espionage, build up to about there.
There are thousands of columns proceeding along the border which our troops have reached. By Kutno, by Lemberg, and by Brest-Litovsk. And these
Okay,
troops are now
all
retreating
sorted.
From the regions from which they have been captured.
So we can now put time forwards and have a proper look at our horrible situation. Okay, yeah, we'll get the fascist brigades. We'll take the revolts. We will create those. We'll get the war bonds. So we can use these things to get some extra stuff. So, yeah, we'll definitely take that. Light aircraft, gasoline, engine, cast armor, purely because that's the cheapest. We want to pick something cheap. And time to start improving our infantry pretty much as soon as we can. And then chuck the rest into officers because we're going to need to build that ratio up pretty much as quick as we can.
When we succeeded in conquering a state of 36 million inhabitants in one
We're not going to be succeeding in doing anything of that nature.
then that is not only
Oh, and we can. And there you go. Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice 10.33. We did do the setup at the start of this video, but I had a crash. And it's taken me a little while to get that fixed, but I think I've finally managed to get that sorted. It's been a bloody nightmare getting it fixed, but we're back and we're ready to rock and roll. So the only real difference between sort of the last episode and this one is I desperately need to get in some oil here, and I haven't had any events come in to give me stuff. So we want to buy, yeah, we're going to buy all the crude oil. Let's buy all of that because we don't want to, you know, right now we've got literally the crappiest situation on resources. There we go. That's a little bit better. And then let's see if we can't do a little bit of supply trade. Poland. Nope. Ah, the Soviets might go for it. They'll do a small one. Let me just turn it up a tad. There we go. But yeah, we saw the setup in the last episode of how I like to get things going. I've got some divisions in the queue, and I'm going to be going fairly militia heavy, which to be honest for me is pretty unbelievable. I never go militia heavy. But this time round, I do think it makes just a little bit of sense, because we haven't got the best officer situation in the world. And we want to try and stop these guys from moving on up. We don't want the communists breaking out of their little toehold up here. And Zambimar wants to give us some stuff. We're making a decent wad of change. Okay, it's just crude oil that we're struggling on now. Yeah, it's money. Right, we want to sell shit. Soviets. There we go. The Soviets want to buy more stuff. And I bet the USA will take a bucket ton of supplies. Let us try and make as much money as we can. Okay, and the real test is the autosave. If I get a crash at the end of the month, I'm going to be very disappointed. But hopefully that won't happen. You know, we got an ever such small amount of time here to hope that we don't get a crash. There we go. Look at that, no crash. 1.55 money for that much in rare materials. I mean, yeah, we'll build it up. We have no money, and here we go. Here's some events and things. So, yeah, we want revolts. Yeah, we want convoy raiders. Yeah, we want to issue war bonds. We want all of this stuff. And we want cast armor, because it's a little bit cheaper. There we go. Great news on that front. Nationalise the private sector. Let's get that money flowing. Fascist militia brigades. Budget reserves. Now, I mean, I'm going to go rocket artillery, and you might be thinking, why would you go rocket artillery for your specialisation? And the main reason I'm doing that is because rocket artillery is actually a little bit cheaper than normal artillery when we get it unlocked. So in the long run, we can probably pump out rocket artillery divisions a little bit quicker. Right, let's send some troops to Abyssinia, some supplies over. And let's get some fuel. Money and things for rares. We need to build up that rares. Yeah, and we're really building up that cash reserve. Very nicely. And there we go. We've now got a load more production. So let's get another load of militia. I want as many decent militia divisions as possible. And then tech-wise, we're going to need to cancel a shed ton of these, because we don't actually have the ability to do it. Now, we are getting a pretty decent amount of spies. Not a crazy good amount, but a decent amount. We are well and truly rocking and rolling now. I'm happy that things look like they might be fixed. Yeah, we'll do that trade with Japan, because they will sort our energy problems. Metal, definitely. We need a big metal deal. Come on. Right, we need to sort out, the consumer goods first, actually, before we do anything else. So let's make sure that the citizenry chill out. Yeah, I know I'm losing metal. Calm down. Yeah, I don't want to declare war on any of our client states, or, you know, I wouldn't call them client states. Maybe these independent-ish nations. We don't want to be too unfriendly with them. We want to try and keep them on side if we can. Because they do start with a decent amount of units. Bingo. Looking good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. We're playing on very hard. Slightly worried by how exactly this is going to go, though. Like, playing on hard black ice it's always interesting, and dealing with this is going to be fun, let's put it that way. We're going to have a lot of issues, I think. 500 money, that's a lot of money for a veteran HQ. You know what, we'll keep them in their current units just for now while we build up a decent reserve. Yes, these are the events we want. Those sorts of events. Don't need to do that fuel one. There you go, the economy's looking pretty good. You know, not great, but not awful. Wow. Yeah, we'll do that, that's good. Yeah, help handle our money issues. Oh, we get some more volunteers, good. Yeah, we'll do that energy trade, and we'll do that one as well. So that should take us, yeah, that's green. Now it's just metal. There we go, and that's prompted some metal ones. Awesome. Now let's see if we can't trade some more supplies away and build up that money. The UK normally likes trade, but in this case they don't. How about you, Turkey? Will you buy some? Nope. Spanish Republic. Nope. France. France never wants to buy any... Ah! Well, there you go. The one time I say they never want to buy any, lo and behold, they do. Okay, they'll do 3.5. You know what? We'll take it. Yeah, we'll keep that building up our energy. Not looking too bad, are we? We're nice and leveled out now. Fuel, fuel, metal, energy, metal, decline, decline. So, I've stabilised the economy in the first few months. And should we enact something other than minimal training? Minimal training I don't think is that great. I don't think it helps particularly. I debate between one of these two. I think... let's go for basic training. It will mean that our units take a little bit longer to come on out. But I can't say that's too much of an issue. And yet, keep building up that militia. We want good militia units. Solid units. Not... I mean, this is a good time as any really to tell you about our divisions. So, we have, in total, about 7 decent divisions with this sort of makeup here. But even they aren't that great. We have 1 infantry unit, which again isn't even that great. But the majority of our units are like this or like this. This is the worst way you can set up a unit. So this is awful. It's impressive. And wow, we got that early. So the reason why I went for the soldier spirit of childhood is because you get sometimes this bonus fires. And you get a 2.5% land organisation and defence reinforced chance improvement. Which is, you know, that's better than having nothing. Yeah. They want to give us some metal, we'll take that. We'll do the crude oil exchange. And it looks like we're up to very high popularity, which is good. Look at that. Everyone loves us. Now, I'm going to take a little bit out of that purely because I want to get superior strength up as quick as possible. We have a lot of manpower. I mean, at the moment we don't. But we are getting 29 a day. We want to build that manpower up as quick as we can. You know what, Japan? You want to trade energy for money? We'll go for it. Let's stay. We're going to be best friends, Japan and China. Nothing could possibly go wrong in that relationship. Tongzi. Oh, it's a bit of a annoying province for them to rise up in, but oh well. Oh, and the Second London Naval Treaty. That's really good because that ups our national unity, and I think, yep, you can get it again. So we've got that twice in a row, very good. Up to 97 national unity. Come on, metal trade. Yeah. The United States will sell us... Oh, wow. I am shocked. We can request Lend-Lease? No, go on. Oh, that's a shame. I wonder if I... So... There is one other issue. Our technology is pretty dog shit. Specifically, we don't have any plane tech whatsoever. Which, that bites, to be honest. I'm going to have to possibly try and buy some production licenses. Now, to that aim, I think we're pretty middling on the old faction alignment. I'm going to align to the UK really as quick as I can, because I'm wondering if I can buy some production licenses from them. In the meantime, I might be able to buy some, possibly... How about Sweden? Will you export any of your fighter planes? Nope. Finland. Anyone that's got fighters, you see. I'm not bothered, like, particularly if they're not that great, but we need something rather than just completely nothing. Who else will we buy? Poland. Poland's interwar fighter technology was pretty good. How much? No. Okay, no one wants to sell us anything. The UK we can't trade with. France. No. Okay. I guess we could... Japan? Would you sell us stuff? I mean, I doubt it. But, you know, I can... No. Soviets. I'm out of ideas now. I mean, possibly America. No. Okay, so let's ask them if they'll let us buy... No, they don't want to sell or buy any metal. Who else is running a major amount of metal? Ah, the Soviets. No, you're all hoarding it. Ah, Bolivia. Yeah. Ah. Can't trade with them, apparently. UK, no. Ah, Brazil. There's no reason you won't want to trade, is there? Okay. Apparently, no one wants to give us anything. We're obviously a bad bet. Odd. If anyone knows a country that you can buy production licenses off in the early game, that would be highly appreciated if you would let me know. I don't want to do fuel trades. Oh, it is really hot in the UK today, by the way. I'm recording this in sort of the evening-ish time, but it is boiling. Like, I am not used to heat. It was not my specialist skill, that's for sure. Yeah, we're doing that. Look, I am set up. Piss off. Sometimes you just have to zhuzh it. Hello? There we go. Look, I don't know what to tell you, game. All of the leadership is being used. God, we're already halfway through the year. That is impressive. We are really racking up the numbers here. That's really irritating. Go away. Okay. No, we don't want to do money for fuel. Ah, the metal situation sorted itself out. Perfect. Aha! So, this is an event train to get to control of the Guanzi clique down here. So, we're going to suggest ending the autonomy. And then hopefully they'll get back to us with some happy news relatively soon. Just trying to think of who else is a solid bet to try and buy planes from. Ah, Italy. Yeah, you start a war. You might, because of that, be willing to let me buy planes. You've got to be kidding me. Ugh. Okay, so the Guanzi clique and Chen Jitang aren't quite happy with our proposal. Yeah, maybe we can resolve this through further, negotiations. We can... The negotiations will not fail. That's for sure. Alright, we're being attacked, but we are killing way more than we're taking losses-wise. And we're not really You know, we're not letting them over the river. Brilliant. And the first of our militia has started to come online. And get those units out ASAP. The quicker you see that we get units out, like, the more we're able to get them out in a timely fashion. Now, when it comes to defending against Japan, I am a little bit worried about how I'm going to do it. I mean, we've got a river line here. It would mean giving up Beijing and Tianjin. But, you know, I think we could probably handle that. And I feel like a river line sort of like this is really the best bet that we have to hold. But to be honest, I'm pretty worried overall about our ability to really sort of survive any of this. I am expecting to lose this campaign. I can't say I've ever played China. Nope, we don't want to do that. And I don't want to move anyone else around, I don't think, unless anyone new has come up. I mean, this guy's good, but I think the ruling party support person is better. Just in the early game, maybe a little bit later on he'll be worth it. Probably should have looked at those. Yeah, metal will do. A brigade is bigger than a battalion, so yeah, we'll take a mercenary infantry. We'll get all of the units we can get. Right, and we've got a load more militia out now. Bingo. Let's get all of these units together. Then I can use sort of more of these weaker divisions on the coast to try and stop the Japanese from landing. Because landings are really the major problem. If we can, you know, garrison all the ports and everything, then we're going to be doing a much better job. I don't know why our popularity is dropping so quickly. Like, what's wrong with us, Chinese people? Yeah, we've still got the first level of guns and things, you know, ready to come on. Don't care about fuel. Great, and we also get some... Yeah, our survivors have come back from Abyssinia, which means more experienced units. Very nice. So, I'm going to build, yeah, a unit like this for the mercenaries. And for you guys, we're going to build a unit like this for the surviving militia. Because we want to turn them into one of our better units, because they are extremely experienced. 75% experience is not bad. Decline, decline, decline. Nah, I'm not doing that. Right, we're building up a very nice little ratio here. And we can probably send more reinforcements now to aid the Spanish in their struggle. Oh, no, apparently we can't. I was hoping we might be able to. Okay, so all is relatively quiet. I don't really want to waste manpower and things against the communists. I'd rather just let them build up for as long as possible. Medicine 7, yeah, we're going to let that roll because that helps with our attrition and things. Pillboxes, we want the ability to build those. They could be useful. And advanced land engineering will let us build fortresses, which is good as well. I would argue that this is a case of so far, so good. You know, like, the economy is nice and green. We're getting units out, relatively solidly, and they're not crap units either, which is good. They actually have supporting, divisional groupings. I'll take this. No, I don't want to do money for fuel, I do apologise. We're going to let those divisions keep on building. And the infantry base is building up as well. Don't need to do fuel trades, thank you. That's Moscow Shodra, and yeah. Oh, okay, so Sino-German cooperation, China's urgency to modernise its military and national defence industry, coupled with Germany's need for a stable supply of raw materials, put the two countries on a road of close relations from the late 20s to the early 30s. Although these intense cooperation lasted only from the Nazi takeover of Germany in 33 to the start of the Sino-Japanese War in 37, the concrete measures at industrial reform started earnestly in 1936 had a profound effect on Chinese modernisation and the capability of the Chinese to resist Japanese in the war. So, German war materials used to form new ground and air units. Ooh. German trained Diulai. Okay. Right, we got a lot of things down here. Let's send them north. Now, I was hoping I'd get some air units. Doesn't look like that has happened, unfortunately. But you know what? I'll take that. I will take some free divisions that I can build into probably something decent. I probably build like a core of, an army of top line units between the units here and the units over here, which would be awesome. Yeah, so we get the local military power effect. 15 minus 20, supplies and money both up. It's not particularly helpful for us, actually, compared to like other effects that, like, I think the German side of that is much more helpful. But, I'll take it. It's better than nothing. We've got the makings of like a core of at least grizzled, an army. I can make probably 3 to 4 cores of pretty grizzled units that will at least do the job. So I'll take that. That's good. There's a tank division there. Ooh. That is a worry. I see you, tanks. Alright, I'm going to probably call it an episode at the end of August. Let's breeze through the last little bit here. An attempt... Okay. A mask... Does that event normally trigger? I don't think I've ever seen that. God, that sounds awful. I just had a little read through of that, and it's shocking. This episode, it's misspelt, is also named Yekite 12, date of the Ethiopian calendar, Strada di Addis Adaba in Italian language, and Grazani massacre in English. It was one of the worst war atrocities committed by the Italian occupation forces in the worst Ethiopian history. Graziani was nicknamed the Ethiopian Butcher, but was not judged after the war for... That's terrible. He should have definitely been judged for that. For war crimes. I assume... Yeah, that's terrible. Wow, I'm surprised that event doesn't trigger more often. I wonder if that's, like, maybe if you play China, you get that event? No, not... That is a little bit odd. Okay, so yeah, we want to keep all of those infantry ones going. Yeah, we'll do the metal trade. That'll take us, yep, into the green. Yeah, so we're doing more damage to the communists than we're taking. That's fine. We just want to hold. I'm not bothered about expansion, really. We've got bigger fish to fry relatively soon. Yeah, let's try and get some truck, you know, tech. If we can build even a small tank force eventually, that would be extremely useful. Just very quick light tank units to just break through. That'd be perfect. Right, basic education enhancement. Yeah, we got more infantry anti-tank and things. Okay, so we've got a tech that's rolled over. We can get, we want to get this one here for the 15% research bonus. It's really important. As is, you know what, we'll just chuck the extra 44 in there. Get some more officers, get that ratio really as high as we can, and then get radios ASAP. 21,000 officers, not great, but, you know, a fairly decent amount. Road network level 1. I didn't mean to click that. So, I find this irritating. There should be a stopper on that. Right, I'm going to have to go back and replay August then, but that's not too bad. I think I'm going to call it an episode here. We'll pick up back in September and hopefully that issue will, you know, not happen. So thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you in episode 2. I'm sorry, as I say, that there was a delay in this one, but, you know, we're up and running now. So thanks again. Bye-bye.